Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought since spring is approaching, I would talk about some fragrances in my collection that I'm looking forward to wearing once it warms up a bit. It's still a little chilly where I am, but I have noticed in the past few days the temperature has spiked a little bit. The sun is out a little bit more, and so I'm really looking forward to warmer weather because I've had enough of the winter time. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is Parfums de Marly Cassili. I bought this maybe actually this year. I think maybe I hauled it this year. I smelled it last year. I had a sample, I had a decant, and I really love this fragrance. It's sweet. It smells like there's peaches in it, but I think that's the plum. It's creamy. It's a little bit tropical. It almost even smells like there's a little bit of red berries in here. I'm not sure if there are. I know that there's mimosa and that in the base there's vanilla and tonka bean, and I think that's what's giving it the creaminess. I really love this. I think you could probably get away with this in a lot of different seasons. I have spritzed it on in the fall for my sample, and it was nice, but when I think of this fragrance and when I want to wear it, it's like sunny, it's warm, you know, maybe a nice breeze outside. So I'm looking forward to spring and getting some wear out of this fragrance. The next one I have is from Parfums de Marly. There's a few Parfums de Marly in here. Is Delina La Rosee. I actually just talked about this in a previous video, and this is the fresher, more aquatic, lighter, brighter version of Delina. I love this one. I wore it a lot last summer, and now that it's finally starting to warm up, sun's starting to come out, I can't wait to get some more wear out of this. It's really beautiful. It's great for the summertime too because it's so nice and fresh. So as soon as the weather starts to warm up, I'm ready to bring this out and wear it. I mean, you can wear it anytime you want, right? Wear anything anytime you want. But I did try wearing this winter, and it did smell nice. I didn't regret putting it on or anything like that, but I feel like it just performs and shines better when the weather is getting warm and sunny. But this is a very nice, beautiful, easy reach that makes you feel classy and elegant, but not overwhelmed or bogged down by some of the strong notes that are in other fragrances. And then on that note, I'm actually going to say Delina, the original one, I think is also great for spring. I only have samples. I haven't purchased a bottle yet. I'm still debating whether I'm going to. But I think that's also really beautiful for spring, but it is a stronger, more potent fragrance. The next one I have is a decant from Scentbox. This is Parfums de Marly as well, and this is Oriana. This is one I'm still testing out. It's really pretty. It does remind me of Kilian Love, but it is a brighter, fresher, and maybe a little bit more of an airy type of fragrance. It has citrus in the opening, a lot of citrus in the opening. I do smell that orange blossom. I do get that like powdered, dusted sugar vibe from the marshmallow and whipped cream. And then there's musk and ambrette in the base. This is really pretty. I'm not sure how much I love it. I'm trying to decide if I want to get a full bottle. But I believe when I tried this and tested it, it wasn't that warm outside, and I haven't really given it a wear out in like a nice sunny day when, you know, the sun's shining down on me, warming up my skin. So I'm looking forward to the weather getting warmer in a couple of weeks and really giving this a test because it is pretty, and I have gotten a compliment on it when I was sampling it before I decided to get this larger decant. So I'm looking forward to wearing this for spring. I think if you like the scent profile, this is a beautiful, playful, flirty, and yet a little sexy fragrance for spring option. The next one I have is Giorgio Armani's Si Fiori. I know this is discontinued, but I still see it available for sale on Mercari for, I think it's like third-party retailers like Fragrance X and Fragrance Net. I got this bottle from Fragrance X, I'm pretty sure, maybe Fragrance Net. But this is a really beautiful, like sweet, fluffy cloud version of the original C. It still has that DNA, that scent profile, so you're still getting that black currant, but then there's a freshness to it. I think it's the green mandarin that's in there. But it does have a lot of the same base type of characteristics because I think of that patchouli. But the vanilla in here gives it this really nice, delicate sweetness. I find it to be really great option for spring. I've worn it in the fall, smells great. But this is something I think to wear when I'm, dressed maybe a little more girly than I normally do, and I'm kind of in that mood. It smells really, really beautiful. Yeah, it just smells a little bit like a berries and cream shake or something like that. But I am definitely going to be trying to get some more wear out of this now that it's starting to warm up because, why not? It's discontinued. Might as well enjoy it before it goes bad. The next one I have is MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold. I think that this could probably be a good year-round signature scent for anybody. But it's really beautiful. It's vanilla. It's sweet. There's a little bit of powderiness to it, but it's not overly powdery. It's not heavy. It is, in my opinion, a light, almost airy fragrance. There's a little bit of a freshness to it, and I think that's coming from the juniper berries that's in here. A very, very slight spice, but it's not a spicy fragrance. And a nice little sexiness in the base. That's probably from the musk and the amber. But this is a very beautiful fragrance. This is another one I like to reach for when I'm getting a little bit dolled up, feeling a little cute and flirty, and want something that just smells really beautiful and classy, but also very, very easy to wear. So I think I'm going to enjoy this more in the spring and summertime than I did in the fall and winter time. The next one I have, I've talked about a bit on my channel before. This is the Armani Prive Blue Turquoise. This is, I think, a great signature scent. So far, I'm finding it can be worn year-round. I've sampled it when the weather was cold, and I thought it performed beautifully. But there is that salty note and the note of ylang-ylang in here that makes me really think of like a beach getaway. It gives off slightly tropical vibes. The vanilla gives it this nice sweet touch. It's floral, but it's also a little herbal. It's not green in my opinion, but just it's got that like spa-like herbal vibe to it. And so whenever I smell this, I just think of like a white flowing dress, hair pulled up, walking along the beach, enjoying the breeze. So I've enjoyed this in the fall and winter time. I'm very excited to try this now that the months are warming up to see how it performs when there's, more heat going on. The next one I have is also from Armani Prive. This is Rouge Malachite. I bought this last year. And I believe this was a blind buy. I don't believe I was able to get my hands on a sample. It was really hard to get a hold of for a while. Of course, now it's everywhere. And this is a white floral, which is why I was curious about getting it. It also has amber in it, and I love ambery fragrances. So I think when I got this and was wearing it, I assumed this would be like a fall winter fragrance, which is when I tried it out. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely lovely. But I wasn't really enjoying it as much as I thought I would, especially when I smell it from the bottle. It wasn't giving me that vibe that I was getting from the bottle. And I think because there are some, again, some florals, there's some jasmine, there's tuberose, and there's ylang-ylang in here, which is giving it a tropical vibe. So I'm really curious to see how this is going to play in the warmer months. But just smelling it right now, I am thinking about warm weather, sunny skies, sundresses, just being on vacation. I'm really looking forward to giving this a wear. So if you like white florals and you can get a sample of this, I would recommend giving it a try. Not a safe blind buy. There is pepper, and there's a lot of tuberose in here. I think there's tuberose in the top, mid, and base. But there's pink pepper and there's clary sage. And I know that those can be notes that bother some people. And it does have a little bit of a herbal tone. I wonder if a lot of Armani Prive fragrances are like that. I've only sampled these two. That's in it. I like that. I don't mind it. I don't want a fragrance that's too green, but I don't mind a green touch in there because it does provide a freshness that I think I wasn't getting full appreciation for in the colder months. So I'm looking forward to wearing this one. The next fragrance I have is by Kilian, and this is Rolling in Love. This was in my, I believe it was in my Valentine's Day recommendations. I think that you can wear this year round. I don't know if I would reach for it so much in the dead of winter, but there are a lot of notes in here that kind of make it suitable for a lot of different types of weather. But there is a brightness and a freshness to it. So there's almond and musk in here, as well as tonka bean, that kind of provide a little bit of sultriness that makes me think of more cooler weather, or, you know, if I'm cuddling on the sofa with somebody and want to smell nice and inviting, but not too overpowering. But there's also some notes. There's some floral notes. There's some freesia in here. And it just has this really beautiful, bright, light feel to it that makes me want to reach for it in the springtime. I should try this out in the summer as well and kind of see how that goes. But I feel like this would be a perfect, easy reach. You'll smell really pretty. The almond, again, gives it this little bit of warmth, but it also has a bright, fresh tone to it that I think would be really beautiful for springtime. The next one I have is from Kayali. This is just a little 10 ml bottle, but this is the Eden Juicy Apple. I got this, I think probably just a couple of months ago. I had been really curious about it when it first launched. I really like apple fragrances or apple notes in fragrances, but it's hard to find one that I like. I used to wear Beautiful Day from Bath and Body Works. I loved that scent. And I know they still have it. It's just not always in the stores. And I wanted something that smelled a little more, I guess, yeah, a little more serious than that. So I wanted that kind of, you know, scent profile and that vibe. So I thought I would give this a try. And I think this is a great spring into summer fragrance because it is bright, it is juicy, it's fruity, that apple. And I think there's other red berries in here. It's really beautiful. I do understand why people are saying it smells like a body splash, because it does. But that's not a bad thing. I enjoy body splashes. And I will say that this has been really great for layering. I have layered this with my Kayali Deja Vu White Flower, which is also a great spring fragrance. It's on my March tray, so I'm going to be wearing it in the spring. It layers really, really well with that. It adds a brighter, even more, you know, juicy, fruity touch to that fragrance. I've layered it with the Kayali Elixir 11, which I also have a small little 10 ml bottle of, and that was really nice. And I've layered it with the Kayali Love Fest Burning Cherry when I want to add just a little more brightness and juiciness to that, you know, dark cherry smoky vibe. So this has been great for layering. I don't know if this is something I would wear just on its own too often, but in the base, it does have musk and moss and some amber. So it does have, you know, some personality in the base. It definitely can be worn on its own. I think this is a really great, easy reach for spring and summer months. And I think if you get it on a good sale, like when Sephora does their 20% off sale or when Kayali has their 30% off sale, I think it's totally worth the price. And then finally, I don't actually have this bottle. This is a sample that I've gotten from Twisted Lily. I'm currently testing about a dozen perfumes from Twisted Lily. This is Mizensir For Your Love. So I just have this little tester right here. And I'd been seeing this perfume talked about on YouTube a lot. And I was curious because I wasn't really paying attention, I guess, to what it smelled like. I just noticed how many people had talked about it. So I thought, I'll just throw the sample in the box, right? It's only a few bucks. If I don't like it, I can pass it on to a friend or somebody. So let me actually, oh no, let me spritz this on the card because I've only sampled it once or twice. Kind of remind myself. This smells so good. So the top notes are raspberry and musk, and I definitely picked that up. And but the raspberry it's really well done because I assume certain fruits are going to make things smell maybe synthetic on my skin. But this is a very nice, juicy, sweet raspberry without being cloying or smelling like candy. It smells very natural. I love musk, so I appreciate the musk in there. The mid notes are ambergris. The base notes are patchouli and benzoin. So even though this has some kind of heavier notes that might make it seem not spring appropriate, when I sampled this on my skin, it was almost a love at first sniff. The first sniff was like, oh, that's nice, that's pretty. And then as it, dried down on my skin and I wore it throughout the day, I am already shopping for a bottle of this. I'm definitely going to be purchasing this. It smelled sweet and fruity and airy, but it also had that sexiness and the deepness from the ambergris and the patchouli and the benzoin. I think this fragrance is absolutely beautiful. I don't recommend blind buying it, but you can get a sample from Twisted Lily. I think it was $5 or $6. I can't remember. I got a whole bunch of samples to test out. And in fact, I have a lot more that I think would also be great spring fragrances, but I don't want to talk about too many that I'm still testing. I'll do that in another video when I decide which ones I want to get. But For Your Love, absolutely beautiful spring fragrance. It makes me, this is one I can tell that when I get the bottle, I'm going to have to try to control myself not to wear it all the time. It's just so pretty. I really, really enjoy it. I'm glad I took a chance and got a sample. So here are my 10 spring recommendations for 2023. If you have any other recommendations, please leave them down below. I'm always looking to try new fragrances out. Looking through my collection, I actually didn't have that many spring perfumes, and I think it's because where I live, spring is such a short amount of time. We get a lot of summer, we get a decent amount of fall, short winter, short spring, and then it's just either hot or it's temperate weather. Other than that, I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.